Well, welcome back to the kitchen. We're well into autumn now, and recently we've been out to a derelict orchard near to where we live to pick some wild apples and some wild pears. Now unfortunately some of these aren't going to survive storage over the winter period. They're a bit bashed and really they need to be used up quite soon. And what we're going to do in this video is show you how to make sweet mince using your spare pears and apples. The first job to do is to weigh the pears and then to half or quarter them, depending on how large they are, add them to a pan and add a little bit of water just to make sure that there's enough to stop them from catching on. Put the lid on and then apply heat. Well, you need to heat the pears until they're soft through, so you probably need them simmering for a while. And whilst you're waiting for them to heat through, what you need to do is then start on peeling the apples. Well, when you've peeled them, core them and then chop them into small pieces. Well, you need to chop the apple to about that size, about less than 1 centimetre cubed. Once the pears are softened through, just give them a quick mash up in the pan just to help break them up a bit before you press them through the sieve. This is what you should end up with, this puree, and then you need to add into it your chopped apple and the zest and juice of 2 oranges. Then give it a stir, just to make sure that that apple is coated in the puree. Well, sweet mince contains a variety of dried fruits. There's no specific ones that you have to put in, but generally speaking you put in currants, seedless raisins and sultanas. We're putting in half a kilo of each of them, but we're also going to add in some mixed peel and about a small handful of stem ginger as well. We'll put about 125 grams of the mixed peel in. Well, sweet mince traditionally contains suet, and that is suet there. That's vegetarian suet, and we're putting 750 grams in. Well, you also have to sweeten the mix, so we're using 1.5 kilos of light brown sugar. What we're going to do now is add in these. Now these are vodka pickled cherries. We make cherry vodka, and these are the cherries that were left over after we finished making the vodka. So they're going to go in as well. And the point about sweet mince is that you can put in pickled fruit and preserved fruit to be able to add to its taste. Well, we're at the point now where we've got the final ingredients to go in before adding the alcohol. And what we've got on the plate here are we've got some sliced almonds. Now you can put other nuts in, you can put walnuts in, you can put hazelnuts in as well, chopped. But we've got lots of hazel, but we're saving them for other meals. We've got here a teaspoonful of ground cloves, half a teaspoonful of ground cinnamon, and half a teaspoonful of, a whole teaspoonful of ground ginger, and they're all going to go into the mix now. Yeah, I can certainly smell the spices now. Well, at this point it's ready for the alcohol, so we're going to add in, at this point, 200 millilitres of brandy. Well, there we are, that's what we've got. We've given it a good stir, really mixed it up. And what we're going to do now is put a cloth over it and leave it to stand in our garage for a couple of days. It's nice and cool in there, and in a couple of days' time it will be ready to go into jars. Well, the sweet mince has now been standing in its bowl for the last couple of days, and this is what we have, and that is now ready to go into sterilised jars. This is one of the 7 jars of sweet mince that we've made. Now that'll go into the cupboard for about 6 weeks before we use it, and in a few weeks time it will come out, and we will make some sweet mince pies. This is one that we made earlier from a batch of sweet mince that we made ages ago. So leave your sweet mince for about 6 weeks before you use it. Now what we've also got here is this. This is rosehip jelly, and along with it is rosehip butter. In fact, this is just made and it's actually still warm. And in an upcoming video we're going to be showing you how to use rosehips to make jams and jellies. So hopefully we'll see you then.